Everything you wanted, I gave you it. Every little piece of me I gave you. Take it then you flaunt it, faking it. I can see the dirt on your fingertips. Baby, don't preach, I'll be pleading the fifth. You're out of my reach, but I'm under your grip. You never asked me for forgiveness, but then you stick words in my throat, and I don't wanna go lower than low, lower than low. Got me going places thought I'd never go. Lower than low, out on my own. Yeah, you got me sinking with you. Everything I wanted, you tainted it. Hold back the encore, told her that I need more. Sure as hell you don't follow. I'm phoning home with no call numbers, I'm writing songs, no voice notes, I'm hollow. Baby, tell me, or are you pleading the fifth? I'm coming up from beneath, better watch you don't slip. You never offered your repentance. Whenever I came around, you let it show. 'Cause I don't want you to go lower than low, lower than low. Hold a standing ovation, skip the episode. Lower than low, out on my own. Yeah, you got me sinking with you. 100 roses on your doorstep, left the thorns on. 100 ways I tried to warn you, couldn't take the hint. Thinking about the future makes me paranoid. Don't look for, something's gotta give. Flipping back and forth, kill the switch on us, you got us going lower than low, broken heart, lower than low. Hold a standing ovation, skip the episode. Lower than low, don't care, out on my own. Yeah, you got me sinking with you.
Happy Sunday, traders. Welcome to episode 980 of the show. You probably want to be right here, right now, because Bitcoin dumped hardcore. I mean, at one point it was a $1,500 move, right? When we got all the way down to as low as 8,100, there were, it's not really crazy that a reversal happened there, right? Is it not? I mean, dude, what have I been just talking about to ad nauseum for too long, all of us, right? What is 99.50? I think we know the word. It is golden retrace, overhead, weekly resistance, man. Kev, thanks for the 193 super chat. Yeah. Let me get that. Thanks, dude. If I can find one, maybe. But yeah, dude, how did it all end? It ended yesterday on the weekend with a critical support being broken, with candle close confirmation on the daily, and then the 4-hour painted a textbook bearish continuation pattern known as the falling three methods. We'll zoom in on that in a second. Let me just get this link. Dealer. I'll just get a scuffed one, whatever. Alright, here's your scuffed invite to the Discord. Everyone join it. We're like almost 6,000 members, dude. Why not? You get notified when I go live. This is where the chat continues on when I'm not live, dude. Okay? So, anyway. So what else was going on, right? It was like there was a neutral structure that broke out of the upside. And you pretty much, like an infinitesimal amount of money away from that 100% measured move, right? So, the 100% measured move happened to be where? A 1618 fib extension from your previous high to low. Something that we plotted on the stream, patrons have been talking about, is the bearish butterfly. Oh my God, it's like not even a joke. Bearish frickin' butterfly. Right? So pretty much 1618. It was confluent with the 618. That played out. So, there were reasons to believe with technical analysis that a reversal could happen here. It happened. All right? So that's great. Not a big deal. All right, let's clean it up. Fantastic. TA doing things. Cool. Let's get rid of this pattern. What's the point anymore? It's played out. It's gorgeous. It'll be, we'll think about it in history. All right? Great. Something cool that happened. Remember that old channel we were in for so long? Look how we went down to back test it as support before we rallied, and we got back above 8,500, which is what? A critical historical overhead support resistance. Right? You had like these softer support resistances like 9150 or 9420 and 9150. They were soft, right? You could see them on the 60-minute regarded. But we knew 9600 and 9950 is like one support resistance zone that's major. The next one was like 8500. The one after that's 7800, 7400, 6800, right? Those are like the major critical support resistances all the way up and all the way down, all right? So we just went straight down to the next hard support resistance. And how do we know, man? You go to the weekly. The weekly will really help you know what's a strong support resistance or a hard one versus like a softer one. Look, on the weekly, you can see right here. You bounced off of, you fell below it briefly, but just for a few moments, the week of July 23rd, 2018, the candle high closed to the wick. You're bouncing off that. And what's interesting, chat, the Bitcoin, when it did break above 8,500, it never back tested the breakout it had. It is now back tested its breakout of this 82 to 8,500 area, right? So, hey, nice back test, man. So, lots of indecision now on the weekly, but hey, one thing is real. An area that historically was regarded as a major reversal area was once again regarded as a major reversal area. So we got a weekly candle close, 1 hour, 46 minutes from now. We have a halvening in 1 day, 29 minutes. We'll be live for it because it just happens to be at stream time. So, great. Just trying to get this coffee in me, man. Did all that exercise stuff today, so I'm kind of like, a little bit. So we've looked at, the weekly, the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily real quick. You can see that channel. And guess what? We're back inside it, man. Ouch. Nice little fake out. Horizontal lines prevailed. Yeah, I mean, you just can't get cocky and think just because you have geometrical breakouts, means it's all over. Nah, dude. Until you break critical overhead resistance, 10,550 or so, you're not in a bull trend yet. So yes, you up thrusted through it, and you're back in it, man. Gross. But dude, I mean, it's just like right here. This is the way we can visualize that 618. All right, get rid of that channel real quick. Just know from that June 26 high to the crash 3,800 low, I mean, it was perfect. The 61.8% retrace. I mean, it's too perfect, man. And we've seen it before in the past, have we not? Same thing. I mean, just yesterday, someone asked about, hey, what about? Was there any difference, like if this was the resistance we were regarding? Someone was asking about the Fibonacci retrace at that same level back in time. And guess what, chat? From your high to your low, what happened? Well, you reversed at a golden retrace at a 61.8% retrace. So Bitcoin loves the 618 throughout history. We've seen it. Do you remember, chat? Anyone at all out there remember your all-time high to the low of that correction? Where did you reverse majorly and you've not yet recovered from that yet? I mean, still, you retraced 61.8% of the way. There was no support looking left. All you had was the golden retrace, 13,484. Went a little bit above it. Who cares? That was it, man. So if you don't understand Fibonacci, I have a static video on my channel, my YouTube channel. There's no monetization on it. It's just there. It should be on the front page if you go to it. 16 minutes long. Get a coffee and watch it. And then you can learn more about the rudimentary aspects of Fibonacci. And then you can implement it into your own strategy. And I think it would help you become more efficient. And at least technical analysis itself. So you get a better grip and understanding about how deep we are, man. Check it out, dude. It's nearly at 10,000 views, which would be awesome. So how y'all doing, man? Everyone survived the dump, man? Sorry, I mean, I probably would have gone live yesterday, but dude, my friend, one of my best friends was over. We, had purchased the UFC package, and we were cooking steaks and all that, so I'm not going to just, with my friend over, go live. I've done it before. It's like there's sometimes you got to take a break. So it was good. Good God, Tony Ferguson got the living crap beat out of him like he normally beats people up. The other guy did that. Yeah, Nagano, man, that guy is insane. What a knockout. Okay, so daily, weekly, 4 hour. Let's look at futures real quick because big gap down. Big gap down, chat. I'm talking, it's stupid looking. Here, bottom right of your screen is Bitcoin futures live, down 12.76%, 8750 as we speak. The gap to fill 10,070. Sweet mother of God. Dow Jones, S&P 500 futures have just opened about 18 minutes ago. They gapped down as well. mini scrub gap that will probably fill soon. I mean, you know, within the next, I don't know, 8 hours, 10 hours, you think that small gap would just burp even before it goes lower again or higher, all right? This is a much more concerning gap on the corn of bits. Wow. Let's look here. Listen for a sec. Hold on. Let me find this. Good God. So on the Bitcoin futures chart, on the daily, I'm gonna pull it up. It's delayed here. I mean, I'm not worried about it. You see the live price action here. Just wanted to show you kind of some real life here. I mean, oh, also Fibonacci from a high to low, from the crash high to low, you hit an 88% retrace, and that's the reversal area. Deep retrace, Mariana Trench. That's where harmonics, will reverse. Well, we gap down, still above the 200-day moving average. Nearing, you haven't hit it yet. I mean, the critical support from history is 8,400 to 8,500 on Bitcoin futures. You're not there yet, so maybe it hits that eventually. But you gotta understand, there was a gap here that Bitcoin filled at 7,300. There was a gap at 91.75 that Bitcoin filled. And then there was a gap, if you can even believe it, at 10,235 that was technically filled on Friday. Like the Jesus man. You can't make this up. This stuff's plotted, and then the price happens. Gap. Okay. Filled with a wick. Done, son. So now we have a new gap to the upside, and it's at the same spot. Or it's pretty much 10,025. On the way down, no gaps. The gaps were all filled. So we have one gap up. We have another gap up at 11,940. Way back from August of 2019. Okay, just wanted to look at that. Why not? 87.75 futures currently. This is a little, this 10 minutes delayed. Don't worry about it. We got this. Show us live price. This rainbow is a little off, man. I could see that. There probably should be a little bit better on the decibel levels, maybe. Anyone? Bueller? Someone? Help me out. You have to do this like every day. Tony Ferguson got wrecked. You couldn't believe it? Yeah, I mean, I didn't bet on that stuff. My friend had Tony Ferguson too, and he was like, what? But dude, in the end, Tony was like convulsing a little bit. Like, serious. I mean, how much brain trauma do you think he went through from taking all those hits? That's stupid, dude. Alright, so let's go to the 60-minute on Bitcoin now, since we've looked at the 4-hour, the daily, the weekly, the Bitcoin futures chart, delayed, not delayed. 60-minute. Stuff going on, if you can believe it. What's going on, man? What is it? Alright, so let's show you here. You had a low on price, a lower low on price with higher levels relative strength. You had 60-minute bullish divergence. You also had what seemed to me a very small scrub pattern. But hey, man, just trying to use TA, even if it's a trashy time scale. I get it, man. It's really nothing, right? You get yourself ahead, right? The sell off the foot, the hump, the second foot, the spine. You broke the spine, and then a target for a small pattern. And yes, not often are we using random highs, but if this is the dragon's head, that is the peak of the pattern, fibbing from that high to low. We could, if this divergence continues to play out, which I don't know. I mean, we could get more dumping. It very well, dude. You're at 8,500. It shouldn't be extremely easy to break this. You have back tested it. You've held it and back tested it a couple times on the 4-hour. So, what would the target be for a dragon in this situation? Really, any situation for dragons? 618. 618 is 91.57 or so. All right, that's where Bitcoin could retrace, making a lower high in the previous highs and dumping again. And why does that make kind of sense a little bit, right? Look left. Oh, that's pretty decent resistance, man. Remember 9150? Yeah, I remember 9150 as resistance support. So that's just kind of like maybe what could be going on for Bitcoin. But the thing is, you know, and you can think about like going the 4 hour that we had all this negative momentum and selling, and now it's starting to wane, and so we could get a retrace and lose some of that negative momo, and once we hit that 9150 area regarded as resistance, then maybe you're back to neutral on the 4 hour MACD, and then you could start selling off again and then make lower lows, and eventually that's how we could start getting some 4 hour bullish divergence. So you get it, like how time scales work. Like the 60-minute divergence is what helps the oscillators reset on the 4 hour, and then once the 60-minute divergence like finishes up, you sell off again and everything resets on the 60-minute, but the 4 hour then is starting to build divergence, and the same thing with the daily and the weekly. Hello, are y'all even there, man? Is it Sunday? Could be even Tony not having out. Well, do you care? I mean, I want the other guy to fight Khabib. He just destroyed him. Made him look terrible. Like he didn't do... He lost all 5 rounds. Ferguson. So why would you want him to fight Khabib when you could let the guy who destroyed him fight Khabib? I'd rather have that. So the thing is, people asking about, is that a rising 3 methods on the 4 hour chat? You know, there's something called like, I mean, there's continuation patterns and there's reversal patterns. I've never heard of a rising 3 methods pattern acting as a bullish reversal. I've only read about it play as a continuation pattern. So how can a bullish continuation pattern act as a reversal? Would be interesting. But let me go to it real quick so you can see. That will be whack as F, right? I mean, when in the history of mankind have we ever seen a falling 3 methods pattern manifest into and then a dump, and then a bullish continuation pattern turn into a reversal pattern, but it's the same freaking one to the upside? The thing is, if you wanted to call it that, I mean, it would be that, except for the fact that you're not making, you know, it normally comes after an impulse up, not an impulse down. It would have to break above like 88.36 to close in an hour 34 minutes. So currently trying to bullishly engulf on the 4 hour. No idea how long that's going to last. Well, you just look at the 60 minute. 60 minute could be what makes this turn into something more. Yeah, the fight last night with no crowd was so weird, man. I just played some music while it was on. Just weird. Okay, man. So we've just done a thorough analysis of Bitcoin. 87.95 on futures. S&P climbing incrementally up. Soon to hopefully, I mean, probably fill that gap. Is there much news? I mean, there's hopes, right? Maybe by May 15th, 5 days, New York will start opening up a little bit, at least upstate New York. We can start seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, but markets continuing to just completely ignore the devastating financial data. I think on Wednesday morning, Jerome Powell speaks. And so we're going to get an understanding, are they going to do anything further? Are they going to inject more money into the economy, or are they still just going to be hanging tight? We're still can you not hear the music? I mean, because I asked about decibel levels, I didn't really get any feedback on it. Sound is good on the send from Wayne, you know. People are saying it's good, so how are other people saying where are the tunes? Norway is opening up tomorrow. That's cool. Alright, people are saying music's fine, so maybe you might have to adjust your hearing aid or get one. Alright, so let's go to One of the kings that we all love. We love this asset. Ah, yes, yeah. So, what else is open besides futures? Well, commodities. 1705 on gold. The XAU US dollar started out okay. I mean, starting the week. As you can see, what are these orange lines? These are extremely important that you must hold above. If you do, you could see the promised land at some point in the future, because these are critical old support resistances, right? You'd fallen below them. You got back above them. I mean, you were like just struggling here, but the good news is like you can see the consecutive higher lows being achieved on golds. And now it's just like, will gold be able to sustain prices above the 1702 long enough? And if it falls, will it be able to hold above 1689 and make another consecutive higher low? I mean, think about it. Look what could be going on. You know, left shoulder head. It's like not exactly an inverse head and shoulders. You don't have to have textbook patterns to understand what momentum shifting stuff looks like on a chart, where you have, you know, the lows, the lower lows, the distribution, but all of a sudden you start showing accumulation again. And okay, well, and an otherwise bullish trend, I guess, right? Holding above this could be very good. You hold this long enough, you will eventually back to 1722, and if you break it, my God, it could be glorious, but very tough to say that, right? It's very, very weird here. On the weekly, got to be a little concerned because of the continuation of bearish divergence on the weekly. But you're just, I mean, you know, it's like a high. It's like almost Class C bearish divergence there. And so you're just hoping that gold starts going again and can break resistance and start making, you know, get overbought again, and then eventually get higher than the previous peak on the RSI, and then not have a bearish divergence at all. And then, yeah, but here's the thing, you know, on the weekly, gold from its not all-time high, but its second all-time high, August 2011 to the low point, 78% retrace, so very deep retrace. But it's just like, to me, that there's no support resistance there. The support resistance is at 1791, and you haven't tested that yet, nor the 886, the 1819 area. So, yeah, man, mysteries abound. 4 hour looks decent, man. Does accumulation. Weekly, kind of unsure. So just keep your eye on this. You break this demand line here, you could be screwed. Measure move is rather large, and the measure move puts you around $1,800.
Bruh.
My goodness, man. All right, so 87.26, down 8.5% on the day for Bitcoin. Not good. Oh, altcoins shattered, destroyed, eviscerated, obliterated. Some capitulated. Man, when we'll start with Ethereum, sure, 10% down. Right? Oh yeah, had a chance, right? What's the story here, man? Everything was fine, but if Bitcoin reverses, everything's screwed. I think I like screamed that yesterday like 5 times in a row. Nothing will matter if Bitcoin dumps. Nothing, dude. Including Ethereum. So look great. Look, I mean, Cardano too, right? It's like they ran out of time. Like, if Bitcoin would not have done that, you can almost guarantee that if it would just stayed up there for another few more days, these altcoins would have had the power to be able to run up to their respective measure moves. I mean, think about it. It's like, this was similar to something like Link that actually did hit its measure move before reversing the downside, right? It did hit. It did play out perfectly. Look at this, though, man. I mean, Link's still making higher lows, still holding the 200 moving average, still technically inside this channel. So some alts, though they're down a good amount, they're really not down like, you know, like Ethereum right there or Litecoin. Just terrible, man. Look at this. Look, okay, this is what Litecoin did. It could never break out. It couldn't even break out like Ethereum did, like BNB was trying to do, like 88 had done, right? Pathetic. Underperformer like crazy. Remember, if Bitcoin retraced 61% of the way, well, from this high to low, Bitcoin retraced 88% of the way. Look at Litecoin. Terrible, man. Like, what an underperformer. Could never break $47. And we talked about this literally yesterday. If Bitcoin can't hang on, you should probably see Litecoin at the bottom of the channel. Here you go, man. You're at the absolute bottom of the channel. You know, where we anchor here. So patterns can't play out with Big Daddy Bitcoin selling off like that. What is the kryptonite, chat, of Bitcoin? Or I'm sorry, what is the kryptonite of altcoins? Someone tell me, man. Litecoin is Ferguson last night. Yep, maybe so. About the same, dude. What's the kryptonite again? That's right, Bitcoin volatility. Yes, Bitcoin volatility kills these things. So, alright, got rid of the triangle on Bitcoin. You know, pattern clearly failed. That's cool. Hey, what's great is it did respect the supply line of the structure and broke out bearishly, right? What's the measure move? The downside. Because patterns have measure moves up and down. All right, so what was it, man? From a breakout. Sweet Mother Jesus, pretty much 100% measure move, but not the way you would want it to be, right? God. Get out of here, Litecoin, you scrub. So, taking away that, you can just see the original structure, and it is just barely hanging on. Same looking stuff. Bet you 60-minute probably shows bullish divergence. Oh wow, really, dude? Really? Dragon-esque stuff, just like Bitcoin. Where we look, you know, you make a low on price, a lower low on price, higher levels relative strength. That is impending price action versus the upside for this asset. Though, on the 60-minute, the follow-through an asset would get is not going to be near as significant as the follow-through an asset might get if you identified bullish divergence on the 4-hour or the daily or the weekly, right? Am I surprised at the link? Absolutely. I mean, surprised as in maybe how well it held up with a $1,500 drop on Bitcoin on the weekend. Sure, yeah, 6% down. Pff, that's not a big deal in crypto. 6% is like 2% on the stock market. Oh, of course, Crypto Omega. Yeah, RSI on the daily, on the thing of the weekly. It got like kind of right at 60 again. It's like, nope. Last time we got to 60, what happened on the weekly for Bitcoin? Nope. Go down to, I think it was oversold. So look, I mean, same type of dragon-esque looking thing, you know, pattern where it's like the head, the spine. All right, and then the foot, and then you've broken the spine, the hump, and then the target is like high to low, like, you know, the 618, so probably around like $45. But that would make sense, right? Duh. If Bitcoin rallies on up, then Litecoin would probably follow it at least a little bit, hit that target, and then reverse the downside again with Bitcoin, because, like, you know, the 4 hours certainly not showing any kind of seller exhaustion. Daily's not, you know. Oh yeah, here's a good link for the Discord chat.
Hey, Mr. There, it's Weezer bottom for BTC on the 12 hours.
I don't know, dude. I don't really look at the 12 hour, but we can look at it for you, man. Nah, I don't think so. Right? I mean, tweezer bottoms Normally you want them, I mean, they're the best, the strongest when they're identical, like identical lows. Like it's almost like double bottom. But nah, man, I don't think so. Normally you would have like and a lot of times you want the bodies to be the same. You almost want it to be like a red candle with a wick size, and then a green candle engulfing the red one with the same wick size, right? Where it's like perfect. I would just say that this is, you are rejecting on the 12 hour, you're rejecting 8,500 twice. So that's good. And look, man, is this not playing into, if it reversed here a little bit to 9150, it wouldn't be weird, because that's the 60-minute divergence, that's the tremendous amount of selling happening, and that's a big support area where a lot of buy orders were. Why, dude? You know why? That's because of historical significance. Support resistance, you're holding it. Good, you back tested on the weekly finally for the first time. So it's good that it's probably good that we back tested something on the weekly, because you normally always do that. But I'll show you this. Hey, the 12 hour would have been spectacular. Too bad you didn't ask about this, Elliot, yesterday. Look at this 12 hour bearish divergence. Hey, was very, very discernible. There was no doubt. If we would have looked at this yesterday, we'd have been like, oh my God, dude, 4 hours painting the bearish. Well, it was even before the bearish pattern had, struck. My God, dude, at a 618, at a golden retrace, and then at a high to low golden mean ratio at that critical resistance looking left, you had on the 12 hour Class A bearish divergence. Unbelievably perfect. God. Coinciding variables. That's what it's about, man. No, the dragon pattern is not a double bottom. Normally, I mean, you'll get higher lows. I mean, it's like kind of in a way, but it's the whole wave analysis, man. It's like what makes harmonics so powerful of patterns is the history repeats itself around the markets for a very long time. Whether it's crypto, whether it's Forex, equities, history repeats itself. XABCD, XABCD, over and over and over again. All right, so when you talk about double bottom, it's like assets will have these major waves down X day, and then they'll rally up, and then they'll sell off again, and they'll make a higher low, a double bottom, or a lower low, and then they'll reverse and have a much more major wave to the upside, and that's the harmonic. But there's something called the dragon, where one can place their bets and try to play that C to D more major wave, because you got X to A, which is a major wave, C to D, it's a major wave, but you got A to B and B to C that are the less significant waves, the smaller ones within. Hello, chat. Are y'all awake, man? Let's see. Thanks for the 950 people tuned in. If you're enjoying the live stream, hit the like button, the bell, that sub. If you're so inclined, whatever. We're just watching Bitcoin. Try to hold on to critical horizontal line support. Also, somehow back tested the old channel as support. Freaking whack, man. Yeah, y'all are live? Okay. What's up, Steve? You're pretty much stoned? Alright, man, be careful. FYX is sleeping. What happened to 10K, man? Trust me, dude, 10K. That was FYX, man, yesterday. Verbatim. But I'm sure you were maybe joking too, so. Okay, so with less than 2 hours to go till this 4 hour close, daily close, weekly close, you're hoping, I guess, to hold this 8,500, bullishly engulf, and then rally to 9150. After that, who knows? We're just saying you'd probably want it to go to 9150, because that's kind of what the 60 minutes implying, maybe. I mean, I don't know if there's like that 60-minute divergence strong enough, but you'd see by the way the oscillators look on Bitcoin, maybe, the negative Momo is going to start waning, and while you're while like getting that follow through price action off the 60-minute divergence and Bitcoin rallies on up, you keep losing this negative momo and it goes back to neutral before selling off again. Oh, really? Merlin's Goat, thanks for the 2 dudes. Word on the streets that Jay-Z caused the dump.
Bruh.
Anyone got a source on that? Merlin, man? Jay-Z, man. I didn't even know he had Bitcoin, man. But if so, gosh dang, man, we got Jay-Z as a composite operator here. But there were like people saying that there were like millionaires or billionaires buying Bitcoin at like 10,000, like right at the golden retrace, 10,051 people were buying. And it's like, you're literally choosing an area that if it reversed majorly here, it wouldn't be weird. And you had clearly coinciding variables and stuff, so. Thanks again, dude. Yeah, but sources on that would be kind of hilarious, right? Hey, Shan, what's up, man? Shane Graham.
Bruh.
I'm letting it do its thing, sorry. It's like lagging.
Wish I could give more. I'm hard-headed, learning the hard way, taking some licks, but listening to you is more valuable than the losses I've taken. Thank you for all the knowledge, Mitch, you the king.
Wow, thanks for the kind words, Shane Graham, and supporting the stream, dude. Really. Those contributions you give to the stream get reinvested, so I can try to provide you with the best quality content. Thank you, man. Very kind of you. Yeah, right, I got you, Shane. God. Alright, so we're going to look across the markets, man. I mean, all you're going to see is just pain. Let's see, we can go to let's go to Zcash. It fell out of his channel, I think. Oh yeah, bad. Ouch. Oh, you're talking about range. Look at range, man, and it's the range that it wasn't even like I plotted here for the highs and lows. It was like $42 and $48 are like major support resistances for Zcash, and it like had just been held within that. And finally broke out, is below the 200 moving average. Almost like a triple top in a way, right? So you finally broke the structure, a structure you had been in. It was created April 16th. You're out of it now. And you are not, you are making lower highs now than all these other local lows, or sorry, lower lows than these lows, excuse me. You're below support, man. You're below the critical area. Ouch. So this, where did it reverse though? Where did it triple top from your high to low? 50%, 50%. It was like 4 or 5 times, maybe even 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times that Zcash hit the 50% and is now reversed. So now what? Let's Fibonacci from the low point to the high point. Okay, so you've exceeded a 236. So the next target on Zcash, assuming it can't break back above $42. $42. Assuming it can't, is $37.21. Or you could just say $36.21 or $36.27. Why? Okay, yeah, the old support resistance. There's some chop. Look, you can see definitely some price action there at 30. I mean, that lines up with a 382. So we know if the new waves to begin, right? If the crash was X to A, this was A to B, and now we're starting B to C, you could see a retrace between $30 and $37, which we haven't hit yet. So there you have it, man. Common retraces. You're not at common retrace areas yet. Bitcoin 87.84, climbing on up somehow. If it closes above 88.50 or so, it would be some sort of weird, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't even look at it like it'd be a rising 3 methods.
Mitch, your content is exceptional. We appreciate your hard work. No one in the space with your credibility and honesty. Keep up the good work.
Mitch Exotic Crypto Kang. Wow, that's a mouthful. Thank you for the $5.89. Really appreciate it, dude. Is this what you want me to do, man? Oh no, not this crap again. I hate when it does that. I just don't understand. Like, why would it do that? Oh, here we go. Hey man. Yeah, I'm the Crypto Exotic whatever king or whatever you just said, man. Thanks so much, man. Karen Baskin killed her husband and Bitcoin breaking everyone's heart, dumping the $1,500, man. You know, talking about making a deal with the devil in chat, man. What's going on? Yeah, his voice is like so high, you know. It's like really high. Did y'all notice that? You knew she did it. Of course you did. We could do a friggin' straw poll and be like 100% think that Carol Baskins killed her husband. Oh my god. Hey, David Zeke, man. Oh my god, I'm in the chat. Let's go.
Is that a join?
Bruh.
Dude, David Zeke, hi in the chat, man. Thank you for joining the Patreon. Really appreciate you supporting this community, the stream, everything, dudes. That's what happens when you join Patreon, man. Or you can get like trade setups, educate. I mean, tons of education, man. Discord exclusivity. That's really, I think, a lot of the value in the Patrons. Like just being in the Patreon Discord, where just so many. I mean, there's just so much action in there. So many people posting charts, ideas, identifying stuff, and we're all coming to a consensus. Hey, man, that's good or bad, whatever. Anyway, so exotic crypto Bitcoin or Tiger King or something, man. All right, very cool. We'll turn it off. It's not much different. It's not much better, is it? Just a little bit younger. What's up, eSnap? Thanks for watching. Hey, it's Fishface, dude. Thanks for being here, everybody. All right, so you could expect that kind of if like Bitcoin, you know, runs up 9150, makes a lower high, then reverses again. It may never hit 9150. You could just start dumping again, man. But let's see. Let's look at XRP, down 9%. Good lord. Good freaking, could never break out, right? It was almost like, dude, a buy wall with some distribution going on. It could have broken out the upside if there was enough time, really. But Bitcoin said, no, I own you, XRP. You will listen to me because you're nothing without me. That's Bitcoin saying that to XRP. And it dumped. It fell out of its channel. Channel had been confined in. So trying to hold on, yeah, really trying to hold on to this April 12th, April 18th. You know, you see this chop here, trying to hold that as support right now. Did the exact same thing as Bitcoin on the oscillator. I could bet you money on the 60 minutes looking almost the same. So we'll see here. Oh my god, look, bullish freaking divergence on XRP. A low, a lower low. You get it, man. Dragon-esque. Go to almost every altcoin, right? And we'll find classic bullish divergence on the 60 minutes on both oscillators. So yeah, the question is, since the 60 minutes quite insignificant of a time scale, you're not gonna get, you may or may not get lots of follow through. Most of the time you don't get much follow through on 60-minute bullish divergence. Like this could have been it. You think it would go a little bit higher to make a high to low common retrace or something. Again, maybe 20 cents. If Bitcoin rallied up to 9150 on this divergence, on its own divergence, maybe XRP would follow it to 20 cents before testing that as resistance, you know, and then dumping again. So, oh my god, what is happening right now? Thanks for the 1,950 people tuned in. It's an honor. Thanks, everyone. Yeah, it's just, we're doing what we do every freaking day, man. All right, which is just cover some price action. We're just covering what happened yesterday. Can't be that surprising, man. If you weren't watching the stream yesterday, you certainly did miss out a little bit, right? Where we identified a very rare but real bearish continuation pattern. 5 candlestick pattern where the first candle is a major red one, and then confined within this red candle are 3 candles that each make higher highs, and then your 5th candle is pretty much a bearish engulfing candle. A signature of this falling 3 methods pattern is the close is lower than the close from the first candle, and you certainly got that. But at the same time of getting that, you also broke 9,600. Extremely important. We've been talking about, my God, how long? Like every single freaking 30 minutes to an hour, we're talking about Bitcoin. We're talking about 9,600 being critical. It broke that and confirmed yesterday at the day's close. And look what happened on the next 4-hour candle. The bearish continuation was respected like the Jesus man. All right, 9,600. Why is that so important? You go to the weekly and you go and you look where traders settled up back in 2018, all the way. Where am I? Or was it the daily? Oh yeah, sorry. It's the weekly. My bad. Wrong place. Yeah, here you go. That was it, man. You broke that. Closed below it. It was bad. So you ran down to the next available support from history, right? Was where you went and tested it for the first time, man. First time. All right, we broke that last week, but we never tested the breakout, and now we've tested the breakout. So in a way, it's actually not terrible, but we certainly did reject this historical area, and history did again repeat itself, where we've tested and failed to break that for the 3rd time in less than a year. Not great, not terrible. Yep, the Bitcoin halvening is certainly tomorrow. It'll be going on during our scheduled stream time, which is like now. And we're going to have some new graphics and stuff, hopefully. I mean, I think so. And hopefully you enjoy that. Going back to gold real quick. The XAU is still trying to hold above support resistance. Man, you really want to stay above it. You don't want to get below it. Just the fact that we're making higher lows now, make another higher low. And then break this supply line so you could make a 100% measure move at much higher prices. Okay, let's go to a futures chart real quick. Just go back. All right, 88.40 now, bottom right of your screen.
It's China to me, China.
Great work, Mitch. Enjoying your stream as always.
Gareth, thanks for the $3.32. Really appreciate it, man. Glad you're watching. Glad all of y'all are watching. I don't know what just happened with the spikes in views. It's kind of weird. Sitting at, we were at 1945, 2000. Now we're at 1073 or something. I don't know, man. Weird. Shorting of the thrust. Anyway, so bottom left and top left of your screen, S&P 500, Dow Jones. They're methodically marching, soon to be filling those gaps that we talked about. You gapped down to start the new week for futures. Much less significant than the Bitcoin gap down, which, there's a target on its back, because gaps certainly do fill all the time on the CME futures. So maybe at some point we'd see it again, man. What you want to do, I mean, like, if you're Bitcoin religious, you want to pray that Bitcoin never falls below 8,500 this week or next week. You want it to stay above that. And if you can, there's a good chance you go back up to back test 96 to 99.50 as resistance, or break it, right? That's how it works. You break resistance, you eventually back test it, And if you do hold, then the market participants would assume, all right, that is now a support confirmed. Let's go again. And then you go up and one would test 9,600 to 9,950. And if you can't break it again, then it's like, all right, that's a clear rejection. And you reverse majorly the downside. So that's what Bitcoin's doing on the weekly, man. It looks scary on the 4-hour, daily, all that. But that's kind of healthy. That definitely is kind of healthy. What's something that's weird about Bitcoin is it never, once it broke above its 7,400 major historical support resistance, it never backtested it. Gross. So you might eventually backtest that. Alright, that's been a lot of green, man. I mean, we're talking like 7 weeks straight of green weekly candles. My God, if you're not going to finally get to a point where there's more sellers than buyers, you reverse, and now you're holding support. Looking left. What's up, Count Zeppelin? Happy Sunday to you. Ridiculous gap? What? Oh yeah, it is a ridiculous one, man. It's okay. So Bitcoin's closing in on 8,800 with 1 hour to go until your daily candle close.
Bruh.
Thanks everyone for being here. Around 1,000 of y'all. I think that was probably the normal number anyway, right? Who was it that said Bitcoin would never be below 10K again? I think everyone says that every single day just for the meme or the jokes, all right? So, one time scale we didn't look at was the monthly. In long scale. That's the way we like it, man. You look at the monthly, no big deal, man. It's still a green candle. You're still green on the month of May. 1/3 of the way done with it. Never tested the supply line of the major consolidation, major price contraction. It's been going on for nearly 2 years, man. Or I think 2 years, yeah. But just remember what happened in April. Bitcoin had a major bullish engulfing candle. So we immediately, in the first part of this month, got a follow-through price action on that, and we've now pulled back pretty hard. It's not over, man. It's not over for Bitcoin. But again, 7 straight weeks of green candles on the weekly. Eventually, you're going to have to pull back. And what better place to maybe pull back at a 61.8% retrace, a golden mean ratio in the short term, and then the overhead historical resistance, man. It's like confluent, coinciding variables, man. Alright, so it's that time of the stream. If you're in here and you're lurking, you have to say something. You got to talk. You got to type, man. Alright? Get me a little worried here. Make sure you're awake. And I haven't put you to sleep already. Jerome, it would be called a Rising 3 Methods, which is actually the name of my company. But it's weird, dude, because not really, because that first green candle isn't being confined within the red candles. But, dude, I mean, sure, we're not looking at it like that. We're looking at like the 60-minute bullish divergence dragon stuff. We're not looking at it the other way. What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? I see y'all tabbing in the chat, man. Keep the hype going. Listen to this.
Look here. Look, listen.
Hey, what's up, Josh and Charlie Fox and Ronaldo and Andrew M. And just, I'm looking at names. This is the spam we need all stream, okay? What's up, Lucas? Lurkus? Nice, dude. What's up, Wayne Batson, dude? Wayne Batson, the graphic Jesus man. Y'all, I'm telling you with everyone here right now, 961 of y'all, you don't want to miss episode 1000. If you miss episode 1000, you'll miss probably the most epic thing in stream history. For me, for my like channel, 1000 episodes, this will be the most epic of all of them, okay? So I would not miss it. I mean, we're on episode 980, so I don't know, 20 more streams, dude. What's up, Chobo? What's up, Joe and Will and Jeremy, Paris? Stream my coffee, man. Lurkers of the night, of the day, of it all. Bitcoin 88.20 at its highs of the 4-hour candle. Remember, less than an hour to go. Chat. Will the dragon rise? Will the dragon achieve its target of 91.50? Or will it fail? 88.33 on Bitcoin. Let's go to the 60-minute real quick. All right, man. All right, you broke the geometrical resistance, the low, the lower low, the divergence, climbing. Climbing, man. So all you gotta do is hit really 91.50. And that's where we could potentially reverse again the downside. All right, it makes sense. 618, golden retrace. Just not sure if you have enough steam. Chase, never. Sorry, man. I don't think you would convert to a Bama fan if it did that, right? So, of course, the thousandth episode will be better than the 589 episode. Yes. What's up, Tony Torch? Steam injection. What are you talking about, FYX? I remember. Hey, do we need to send you for the center for kids who can't read good but can play options degenerately or something? You're wrecked, dude. Positively.
Bruh.
All right, so only down 7.5% today. I mean, you're just doing the wave stuff on a not so significant time scale, man. That's all we can do is cover that. Just like we could only cover the 4-hour bearish continuation pattern yesterday and breaking critical support at the daily close. All we can do. Bitcoin futures 88.65, got a little bit higher. You can hit 8,900. What's up, Bandolero? Sorry, man. Tony, I'll tell you it's somewhere in Dixie. Maybe the heart of Dixie. Give you a hint. Gross. FYX injection. Luke Perry, I think that's hey, Luke Perry, hit F5 real quick. Refresh your stream. Maybe a gold BM. What are you talking about? So again, futures bottom right, that is 88.60 right now, where you have a gap to fill. Really kind of the only gap for Bitcoin to fill. Anywhere you're nowhere close to gaps to the downside. It's only like a gap to 10,070 or so. I mean, like, you gotta think, will that gap fill in time? It's very possible, especially if 8,500 holds on the weekly, which it definitely is right now. You're $300 above it. What time does Bitcoin have? Indigo? Hey, Indigo. 23 hours, 36 minutes, 45 seconds. I've got it for you, man. It's right in front of you, you know, the answer. Of course there were, Mr. Oban. Come on, man. I said it like 6 times in the stream, right? All the coinciding variables to the downside before the dump. Yeah, I mean, there were. My guy, if you look at the freaking 12-hour, it was even the best. What's up, who let the bulls out? Yeah, they were just running out the clock. 1 hour, weekly candle close, pretty big deal. Try to do it. I mean, we're here every week, every day. 146 blocks until the halvening, chat. Wow, it's coming. First head and shoulders on the Bitcoin. It's still early. Oh, Tyler, I mean, of course, it's an idea. Sure, but Bitcoin has to go down to like, what, 7,400 or what was it? People talking about inverse head and shoulders or something on the daily. It's like, yeah, not yet. Dude, you have to go all the way down to 6,500. But yeah, that's something that eventually could play out, but it might take, you ready for 3 months? 2-3 months for it to get there methodically in time? That would be gross. Finally not overbought. Bitcoin near neutral on the daily MACD histogram. You haven't seen negative momentum since March 20th. Dude, it's May 10th. But God, it's just like too perfect. 618, the golden retrace, and the 886 from this high to low. So there was confluence on different highs, same valleys. Oh, 3 months gives us about 105 days. Well, what we can do, chat, some of y'all don't know, I think it's so appropriate to do this because, excuse me a sec. Is it on this one? On this chart? Yeah, okay, so tell a story here. Let's go back in history since the halvening's tomorrow, less than a day. So what happened on the halvening, July 9th, 2016, the most recent one? Well, nothing. Nothing happened on the day it halved. But a couple weeks earlier, you had completed a buying climax of an ascending triangle bullish continuation pattern. Gorgeous. Took 5 months to develop. Played out. 100% measured move. Definitely hit and beyond. So you corrected, you rallied, you were hanging around, making lower highs than that high. And eventually you dumped. Got as low as 464. Went on the halvening, the price was 650. So you bounced off the 200-day moving average. At that point, you were already in some sort of nice uptrend. Began after you broke out of an 8-month large no trend. Right, you broke it, then back tested it, created the pattern. So, but after that correction, took 105 days from the halvening to get right back to its price again.
Glasses. BTC is the future and Mitch is the leader of our tribe.
Hey, Bizarre, man. Thanks for the $4.99 super chat. Mental hygiene.
Bruh.
Thanks, man, for all the support. And thanks for watching and just everything, dude. Thank you, man. Thanks to everyone watching, man. So, Todd, dude, when that 105th day hit and we got back to the same price the day we were at on the halvening, well, you broke it. You eventually went, well, over the course of the next year, you went to 20K, almost 20K. We had some ups and downs on the way, sure. But there it went, man, nearly $20,000. So that's the story, chat. That is the lore of Bitcoin's halvening. The last halvening it had. So not as crazy as you would think, right?
I saw a homeless guy on the street with a sign that said, "One day, this could be you." I put my money back in my pocket, just in case he's right.
Yeah, well, thank you, Bitcoin Saves Lives for the 5. Bitcoin Saves Lives got all the jokes, man. I've noticed, dude. You were getting me yesterday. There were some dad jokes, but it's okay, man. Thanks for the comedy, dude. But maybe it's real life, you know. I mean, he wasn't providing value to you in any way, was he? I don't think so. I guess he woke you up. Yeah, $400 to $20,000, not too shabby, Zach, man. Yeah, that's halvening stuff. But it took. Are you ready for 3 months? If history is to repeat itself. All right, just wanted to make sure everyone got that again. So, yeah, good news. You're above the 200-day moving average on Bitcoin. Sorry, this is just a Bitstamp chart, so it's not the Coinbase one we normally look at. She's got to wonder. I mean, it's really not that bad yet. Not yet. So you just know, man, if you break 8,500 here, you're probably going to 7,800 to 7,400. Sorry, my Roomba is screaming at me randomly. I don't think it's on the charge well enough. All right, stay above that. And if you don't hold 8,500, another mega drop could happen, like the one we saw yesterday. Yeah, it keeps screaming, please charge Roomba. Please, it can't do that over and over and over again. It just can't. Yeah, be sure to join the Discord. I'm posting the link in the chat right now, spamming it. Yeah, that's like we got nearly 6,000 members, and that is where we all congregate when I'm not live. So this live chat, you want to get in contact with any of us in here? I'm about to close my door, dude. This is getting obnoxious. Okay, wow. Okay, I can't hear it now. Perfect. DJ Skyblaster, I don't know. Dumps occur at all times, the day, night, whatever. It's all different, dude. I mean, yesterday, Asia dumped Bitcoin, clearly, right? It was Sunday morning for Asia. The new day had opened, and it's like, I mean, 10 minutes after the new daily candle opened, 15 minutes, the dump started. So that was like Asia's awake. It was probably them. What's up, Rick H, man? Dude, you getting into this early? I wish I'd have gotten into TA earlier. I started around 23, so you got leg up on me. Anything's possible. Final point, man. Anything. All right. You just can't completely bet 100% against Bitcoin because of its track record of security, right? Its divisibility. I mean, the fact that there's a finite supply of it, and we've got central banks that are pumping our world reserve currency, I mean, into worthlessness, right? So it's like, in a way, I mean, millennials truly favor Bitcoin, and most of the wealth in this world is owned by boomers who are not into change very much, right? And there are polls, many polls that have been done. Millennials prefer putting money into Bitcoin versus gold. So I think we're just still at the very, very early beginning stages of this whole world. And it's like, I think 95% of the time throughout Bitcoin's history, it's been profitable to own Bitcoin, right? You'd think the top of the crash is when it hasn't been, right? So you can't count Bitcoin out. And that's why it's cool to make a speculative bet. I mean, pretty much this is like owning Bitcoin's like a call option for the future of the way things are going. You made it short at 9,500 yesterday at 8 o'clock, right at the close. At 9 Films, that's great, man. Congratulations. Always good to hear people respecting the TA, or people making money off the TA being respected, right? So wingman. It was up Catterday, man. Waste management. Oh, look at gold, dude. Let's go. Holding. It's at 1706. Hold that support, bro. Give me a consecutive higher low. Jeffy would be pleased. He might not be here today, but he's out there somewhere staring at gold. Because he is gold, man. Gotta like I dig the acceleration of accumulation. The steepening of the demand line. Hype in the chat. Don't let us down, gold. We need you. Because screw the US dollar. I mean, pretty much, dude. What's up, extra, dude? Chad, I hope you all are having a wonderful Sunday. Can't wait to eat dinner. I have been fasting pretty freaking hard. But I'm at, today I'm at 11,636 steps. So I've put in the work. So I'll be able to relax afterwards and enjoy the rest of my evening. I mean, maybe Bitcoin will give us a small rally because of the 60 minutes. But we are technically on the 4 hour not oversold yet. So divergence on gold. No divergence on gold, only bullish convergence, right? Understand that you cannot have bullish divergence on a higher low that is so discernible. This is bullish convergence though, which is fine, business as usual. It's not really giving you an edge saying, it's not implying like price action, reversal, price action, continuation. Like, look, it just happens, man. So look, the price action is parallel with the oscillator, right? They're both, it's like a low, the lowest low, right? And then the highest level of negative momentum, then the higher low with the lower level. So that's parallel. That's not divergence, convergence. All right. Just so we clear it up, man. I mean, it's not an easy thing, dude. Like, technical analysis takes a lot of work, time, effort, passion, aptitude, and repetition to really get this stuff, man. And that's why I stream 7 days a week. So if you do care about it and you do want to learn, I can at least be somewhat of a resource, because, man, it feels good helping people, dude. It really, really is fulfilling. Positively affecting someone's life, all right? So interesting. Thing's been killed. Wow. Dang, dude, it's like Waste Management had this like major cipher or something stupid, right? Maybe. No, maybe not, dude. I don't know. Too large. You can't really tell what's the best swing low. But yeah, Waste Management here. All right, lots of chop, consolidation. You know, look, the twig and thatch, the crappy, very weak support resistance built. You just shattered it. And where did you reverse? Where there was more consolidation, better levels of support resistance. So that's where you reversed. You're asking what's going on now. Well, dude, I don't know. It's like triple topping or something. You know, you're just in this range, a little mini range. All right, up thrusted. So it's, you got to think, is it a bullish range because it broke to the upside and then created it? Let's see, Fibonacci wise. 382. You have not exceeded the 38% retrace, so you're at the beginning of the golden zone. So if the demand is just so weak, you could reverse here majorly. I think this is going to have a lot to do with the S&P 500, Dow Jones, the index funds. If it did break 101.25, your next target's 106.13, the 50% retrace, and the golden retrace is $111. Waste Management, but you got to break $102, the top of the range. Is it white glove distribution, man? I don't know, man. Right? Keep it simple. You're in a rectangle, and there's a measurement of the upside and downside. Okay, so if it like, you can just look at it like this, size it up, man. Size up the range. If it breaks out bullishly, your measure move is 108.94. If it breaks the downside, well, 100% measure move yields you a price of 88.62. There is Waste Management, man. Okay. Thanks for the 900 people tuned in. We got 37 minutes till your daily and weekly candle close, that's what this stream is. The weekly candle close stream. Try to be here for it, but I don't know, man. We've kind of talked about a lot, you know. So we're looking at gold. Look at all kinds of things, man. All right, so hey, what about cattle futures, man? Michael M, man. I'm the jet. Let's go.
Is that a joint?
Bruh.
Thank you, Michael M, for joining the Patreon, supporting the stream, the dream, the team. Thank you, man. Glad to have you. Please be sure to join the Discord, get that synced up, and because I mean that's the Discord is certainly, I think, the most valuable amenity. I mean, because the unofficial setups that we post, all the different ideas there that people can take trades on, take shots on, unofficial setups. So join the Discord, dude. Thank you. So Yanoslav. Yanoslav's the one that hit me yesterday. Hey, Jonathanza, what's up, dude? Hi. Will I do a halvening stream, Kestuous? Of course, right? I mean, the halvening just conveniently happens to be when I'm live anyway, every day. So, of course, yeah. SPX gap fill. We can look at the SPX. Oh, you're talking about futures, like the actual... Almost, not quite. Very close. Top left is the S&P 500 that gapped down at open 1 hour 24 minutes ago. Sorry. What the heck, man? Yeah, gap fill 29.30. Oh, okay. Yeah. We're $3 off, man. $3 off the gap fill. Nothing weird about it. These markets are still just ignoring how bad everything is. %38 drop on Bitcoin. That's fine. Look, all right. It could be between a 382 and a 618. If we look at Fibonacci for Bitcoin to the downside, I believe we've far exceeded 236. Well, not far. We did though. I mean, you're above the 236 right now. 81.25. Right above that 200-day moving average. The 382 is 77.04 near 7,800, which is a critical. I mean, it's somewhat of a historical support resistance. So common targets for Bitcoin before it might reverse to the upside again. Between $6,200 and $7,700. This is what we call the golden zone. So Bitcoin could come down to these areas in time. You know, they could reverse at one and make a lower high and go again to the next one. But it just so happens, right, that the golden retrace is lined up with strong supports. The 50% retrace is lined up with a strong support. And 382 is, yeah, it's right at that other support resistance that we regarded before. So 33 minutes ago, 86.46 on Bitcoin, not looking too good, as it was looking pretty decent. Not right now. We know if we break 8,500, there's a good chance we'll see 77.50 or so, which happens to be the first fib node of the golden zone, which is the 38%, which is pictured on your screen right here. 382, man. Oh, thanks, John, man. I don't know how it works, but thank you, man. Futures dropping kind of like a rock. You're at your lowest low of the since you opened. You were at 87.10 right now after gapping down thousands of dollars, right? It was 10,070. It's like over $1,500. So, you know, it's 10,070 and now you're at 87.10. That's a large void. It is now confirmed. The S&P 500 and Dow Jones have both filled their respective gaps, inversing Bitcoin. You're right. John Afonso, man, let's go.
Bruh.
Is that a joint?
Thank you, John, man. Wow.
John Afonso tipped $49.07. Hello, Lord Ray. So you joined fasting to your keto. Excellent choice for health. My congratulations to our Master TA dude. Love from Portugal, 250.000000000 BAT.
Dude, John, man, thanks for the 250 BAT tokens that are now on sale, it seems. Most of the time, BAT's on sale, right? But, thanks, man. Yeah, dude, fasting's great. It's so easy, too. You know, you don't have to do it every day. You just do it occasionally. And you exercise while you do that, too. It's nice. You run on your own fat. Pretty much your own energy instead of carbs. It's nice. Right back at you, John, man. Thank you, dude. Is it dumping? I wouldn't say dumping. It's just it's lower than it was 15 minutes ago. Bitcoin was at 8,800 plus. It's now 8,660. That volatility is still real. 60 minute has hidden bearish divergence now, LPLT. What? It just showed classic, man. Classic divergence. Oh no, it is. God, that's so sad. Look, it's like bullish divergence turns into hidden bearish divergence. Gross, man. That's if this is done, right? If it's done here, if it doesn't reverse. Trying to hold on to 8650, but that's kind of a bearish and golden candle.
China to me, China.
Hey Mitch, would you mind checking out S-Bucks? Heart.
Jake, thank you for the 3. Super chat. Sure. Thank you. Yeah, not too much, man. 77.87 to close the week. Starbucks, here's your chart. Broke clearly a demand line. Once it broke it, it back tested it to confirm. Then instead of it being demand line, it just become a supply line. And it dumped. It crashed with the market. But since then, it's had a very nice recovery. Recovered from its, that high to low, 61.8% of the way. Go and retrace. And if it continues on up, the next target is, well, I mean, the 786 is 84.68. But you've got like support resist. Look, this is what you tested before that peak. It pretty much 79.88, and then right just above it's 81.36. So you got some real resistance there. But if you can break $79-$80, you could very well see $85, and that's a big if, man. You're not. It's wild. It's like you just look tired. And you showed negative momentum on a sell-off, and now you're just rallying again, man. It's wild. This market is unprecedented, unlimited quantitative easing. So the rally continues, then you're probably looking for the next fib node at $78, or the 78.6% retrace, 84.68. Okay. Glad to hear it, Sandman. That's what it's supposed to do. What's up, Rambo? Yeah, dude, sucks, man. Here you go, 85, 86. Little hidden bearish divergence, man. Classic divergence into hidden bearish divergence, where you made a high on price, then you made like a lower high on price, higher levels, positive moment, and now it's just like, again, you break 8,500 for real. The next real target's like 77, 80 or so. You're still hanging on. Hey, maybe make a 60-minute inverse head and shoulders if you're lucky. I don't know, man. It's such an insignificant time scale. It's hard to gauge what it's going to do because the follow-through is so weak. Go the 4 hour. Gross, dude. It's super gross. Alright, so this area, 8,500, you can see it. We're above it. We're not below it. So staying above that's good. You can see here, we've done it before. Do it one more time. Down 9.61%, $914. We got 27 minutes to go until your weekly candle close. We'll go to the weekly real quick. You can see it ping-ponging between historical supports and resistances, right? Ping-ponging between 8,500 and 9,950. right? Last week you broke 8,500, and then you proceeded to just run up to your highest point, and then you sold off to eventually backtest this area. Crazy. Never made it to 60 on the RSI at all. Chat, you died again. It's okay, man. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Supreme, that's wonderful, dude. I'm glad to hear it. Trading in the zone, yeah, it's magical. Friggin' magic book, dude. That everyone should listen to, read. Doesn't matter how you do it, just do it, man. So Bitcoin not doing very well, just kind of fluctuating between 8,600 and 8,800. You've got Big Brother Golds that is hanging on, doing all right, man. Oh, let's look at that. 86.95 on Bitcoin futures, not good. Sorry, let's go to CL. We can add the crude futures. Oh, what? Just do that. Oh. Crude futures are down 0.97%, no big deal. 24.50. So look at the S&P 500, Dow Jones pumping, man. I mean, they're up 0.21% now, but you started with a gap fill and now you're at the highs of this little rally. Not bad, dude. Looking a lot better than Bitcoin now. You wanted a decoupling from the stock market. You got it, man. So we know that about 85% of companies have reported earnings. Just a few left. So it looks like the stock market has survived earnings pretty well. Alright, man. So I think the stream, I have left you with at least some clarity of what's going on. The week ahead, what we need to do, what you want to see Bitcoin do is hold above 8,500 on the back test. And if you fall below it, there's a good chance you'll see 7,750 to 7,800. You don't hold that, 7,400 right here. If you can hold above 8,500, eventually Bitcoin might find its way up again to like 9,650 to 9,950. And maybe at least 9,150. So this is what happens. Critical resistance points, major potential reversal areas, you reverse. So stay above 8,500 or you're screwed and you're going to 77.77. Okay. So I've been live now for 1 hour and 34 minutes. I think that's good, right, chat? Are some people at least a little bit entertained by this stream today? God, futures going, man. Futures at their highs of the day. Of the new week. Yeah, you too, John, man. Thank y'all. Seriously, all the contributions. You were session top Jesus today, man. So I'll just leave you to it. Yeah, I'm close to the candle close, but what am I gonna do? Sit here for 22 minutes and do nothing, man? Because it's like, during the times I'm like, I've analyzed something, I've looked at something, we've reiterated all that, and then chat's like not moving, and it's like, there's nothing to draw from to keep it going. So I'm just like, okay, I can't sit here for 20 minutes and not do anything, right, or say anything. So it's okay. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's just whatever, dude. Sometimes it's like when you've done it so long, you get a feeling of when it's a good time to end the stream. Whether it's good to keep going or good to stop, right? So I freaking love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Stay above 8,500 and you'll eventually see 9,150. If you fall below 8,500, there's a good chance you'll see 7,700. Yeah, right. The following three methods it's legendary. It's etched into history of TA being respected once more, man. All right. Well, Thomas Dunn, it'd be an insignificant bounce, right? 9,150 is nothing. Yeah, 4 hours implying there's no edge on the 4 hour. There's nothing saying on the 4 hour we're almost about to reverse here. No, I mean, based on the significant time scales, you think we will eventually see 7,700, 7,400. But maybe just not exactly like now. It could, reverse to back test areas and then make a lower high and then dump again. It's not all this straight down, man. We're going straight down. There's waves, there's ups and there's downs, and the time scales, the less significant time scales can tell us when the waves might start, the small ones, before they reverse, okay? Oh, chat velocity got you, dude. Understandable. Dude, that freaking stock futures just keep climbing, man. This is good. Good if you're a market participant. All right. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Let's see if Bitcoin can hold 8,500s. I'll be back sometime later. Until next time, respect the TA.
To shine you up and make you something else.
JP. I'm a robot. I like robots. I have a robot vagina.
Adios, turd nuggets.